Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Monday, February 28th, 2022. Welcome to day 405. The Biden administration expanded sanctions against Russia, cutting off U.S. transactions with the country's central bank. The new sanctions effectively prohibit Americans from doing any business with Russia's central bank and freezes Russian assets within the United States. The new measures also target Russia's National Wealth Fund and its Ministry of Finance. Meanwhile, Russia is facing a financial meltdown as U.S. sanctions eat away at its economy. Putin held crisis talks with his top economic advisors after the ruble crashed to a record low against the U.S. dollar. The Russian central bank more than doubled its interest rates to 20%, and the Moscow Stock Exchange was shuttered for the day in response to crushing Western sanctions imposed over the weekend as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. also plans to expel 12 Russian U.N. diplomats, accusing them of espionage activities as Russia continues its attack on Ukraine. The State Department announced the expulsion in the hours after Moscow began its bombardment and invasion of the country. Russia's ambassador to the UN responded by saying that Mill's explanation for the expulsions was, quote, not satisfactory, end quote. Back in the United States, the California Freedom Convoy that was headed to Washington, D.C. disbanded after just one day. The convoy was expecting up to 2,000 truckers prior to its departure from Los Angeles on Friday, but it ultimately disbanded and canceled all associated rallies on Saturday after only 5 rigs arrived in Las Vegas. Meanwhile, 2 Republican members of Congress participated in a white nationalists conference. Mitt Romney called them morons. Representatives Marjorie Taylor Greene and Paul Gosar attended and spoke at the event. Marjorie Taylor Greene later defended her attendance at the conference, which was organized by white nationalist Nick Fuentes, by saying that she didn't know that he had promoted white nationalist ideas. And finally, Trump appealed a ruling that would force him to testify in the New York Attorney General's probe into his business. Lawyers for Trump and his 2 eldest children, Ivanka and Don Jr., filed papers on Monday with the appellate division of the state's trial court, seeking to overturn Manhattan Judge Arthur Engoron's February 17th ruling. They argued that ordering the Trumps to testify would violate their constitutional rights because their answers could be used in a parallel criminal investigation. And in the polls, CNN says 83% of Americans say they favor increased economic sanctions against Russia in response to its invasion of Ukraine, while 17% are opposed. 62% want to see the United States do more to stop Russian military action in Ukraine, while 38% say the U.S. has done enough already. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.